Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hope you guys are having a fabulous, what is it, Wednesday. So, this is part two of this whole Drake fiasco with Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. As I reported last night, Drake actually discontinued the case in New York against Spotify and Universal Music Group, and that was a good thing. But then I thought, okay, what are you going to do with the case in Texas? A lot of people weren't aware that he didn't file an actual petition. He actually just requested for depositions. And pretty much what he was wanting to do is have his attorneys depose iHeartRadio and UMG in regards to the situation with the promotion of Not Like Us. So without further ado, let me hop into this so you guys can get an understanding. So this is the case that was filed in Bexar County. All right. The type of case that it says perpetuate, testimony deposition before suit. All right. So he was wanting to have depositions before a lawsuit was even filed. And the reason for that is so that he can obtain the information that he needs to see what he needs to include in his petition to file to start the lawsuit. And I hope y'all get that. So this was actually initiated back on November 25th. They ended up filing a notice of hearing on the 27th of November, and it was the notice of hearing for the actual deposition. Now, the crazy thing is, we scroll fast forward up to today. It was actually set for December 19th at 8:30 a.m., but it was reset to the court a couple of days after. And then I don't know what happened, but I don't see that anything has been done because they ended up resetting it again. And a letter was actually filed on January 10th, 2025, and it just says drop hearing. And then on the 13th, they docket it and says motion to set. And then in asterisks, it says dropped per letter. So I don't think that any depositions or anybody's about to be deposed, not iHeartRadio, not UMG Music Group, for the simple fact he just got rid of the case or discontinued the case in New York. So I don't think that they're going to go through with depositions in Texas against iHeartRadio and UMG. I'm gonna keep an eye on this docket because it does show a entry for January 28th, and the case is still it shows pending. So until it says closed, I'm just going to keep an eye out on this to see if any other movement is happening. Now, to kind of give you guys an understanding, this is now he didn't go under his company Frozen Moments like he did in New York. He actually filed Aubrey Drake Graham against iHeartRadio and UMG Recording. So he was just wanting depositions. And the kind of, I'm not going to go through the factual background because we all know exactly what the background is, but the fact that he thought that UMG, Spotify, and iHeartRadio was out to get him is beyond me. So here is his request. It says Rule 202 permits a party to investigate potential claims via pre-suit depositions. Rule 202 functions in aid of a suit which is anticipated and are ancillary to the anticipated suit. Depositions under Rule 202 are governed by the rules applicable to depositions of non parties in a pending suit. And then it goes to say that the scope of discovery in depositions authorized by this rule is the same as if the anticipated suit or potential claim had been filed. So, pretty much what they're saying is they're going to treat the depositions as the pre suit depositions the same as if it is the depositions that is done during the discovery phase. Nothing's going to change. Um, It says here the limited rule 202 depositions petitioner proposes are the most efficient method for him to understand the role of iHeartMedia in UMG's scheme to unlawfully promote Not Like Us. Based on the minimum information already available to petitioner, the testimony sought is necessary for petitioner to understand and evaluate his potential claims. Because petitioner only seeks this limited testimony, the benefit of allowing petitioner to take the requested deposition outweighs any associated burden or expense to iHeartRadio and UMG. Moreover, the interest of the justice is served by allowing petitioner to investigate potential claims before filing. These depositions are necessary as part of the requirements of the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure 13 for a petitioner to make an informed decision about the future legal actions. Petitioner seeks an oral deposition of iHeartRadio via corporate representatives to investigate evidence of UMG's provision of financial benefits to iHeartRadio in exchange for obtaining airplay of Not Like Us, to spread the song to billions of listeners, and to learn the identities and practices of any direct participants to a pay to play scheme, including any intermediaries who have been involved. And then it says that petitioner seeks an oral deposition of UMG via corporate. Same thing. So it's the this pay to play scheme that he is questioning both. So in all actuality, even though in the New York case, Drake stated that there were people coming to him saying that they knew of people being paid to promote Not Like Us, it kind of contradicts because in this you're saying you don't have a lot of information, so you're counting on the depositions of iHeartRadio and UMG in order to give you that information so you could then determine who you need to sue and what you need to sue for. Critical evidence relevant to petitioners potential claims, including the identities of potential defendants, is not available to him. The benefit of allowing this requested deposition outweighs the burden of expense of the procedure. Texas Rules of Civil Procedure 202 enables a person to petition a court for an order authorizing the taking of a deposition to investigate a potential claim or suit. A court must order a deposition requested if it finds that the likely benefit of allowing the petitioner to take the requested deposition to investigate a potential claim outweighs the burden or expense of the procedure. Then it goes on to say that critical evidence relevant to petitioner's potential claims, included but not limited to the identities of unknown defendants, is not available to him, and without the requested deposition, he may be unable to pursue such claims. For this reason said above, petitioner avers that the likely benefit of allowing petitioner to take the requested deposition to investigate potential claims outweighs the burden or expense of the procedure. And that's pretty much it. So, in a nutshell, Drake only had limited information when it came to whatever information that he had. And the only way to figure out what he needed to sue for and who he needed to sue, he needs to have somebody pretty much be forced to tell him the names of individuals. But since then, like I said last night, he sat down with UMG and Spotify, and they had a conversation. What that conversation was about, I have no clue, but it did lead for frozen moments and Drake to say, okay, we'll go ahead and we will discontinue this case. And, y'all don't have to worry about y'all court costs and fees and all this other stuff. And that's it. So, with that being said, I am going to keep an eye out on this Texas case to see if there are going to be any updates. Because, as I stated before on the docket, it did show that the hearing was canceled, and a drop letter was filed. So it could be that he's no longer pursuing depositions for UMG or iHeartRadio. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, you all be blessed and have an awesome, productive Wednesday. Bye.